Welcome back, G-Man 4th Dimension. I am your host, Ledeas. Well, since my last video sound did not record too well, let's do a week 7, week 8, and perhaps even week 9 all in one go. So sit back and buckle up, and let's go down the line. So for week 7, we have a pretty quiet week. We had a 1-1 tie between Definitely Not a Zoo and the Pimplefort Lions. The Mafia Mumble Rats are 1-1 tied with the Orc Warlord Silences. There is a 1-0 victory for the Gyrin Raiders over the Sandlandia Raiders, and the 1-0 victory of the King of Circus over the Vierlin Hinds. Pink Powerpuff also brought a victory over the Upper Class Uppercuts. The Fear Stars had a 2-1 over the K-Pop Visuals, and the Servants of the Dam 2-1 over the Men in Dresses. Servants of the Dam leading the division by 1 point by this time of recording. They have played 9 games. I know we're working at 7. We'll keep looking in a moment. And it looks like most of you have played your... Oops, that's the week 10. Week 9 games. Just 2 games left. Ooh, that's going to be a good one to look at in a minute. So, I want to take a look at the new player. Lady Killjoy and the K-Pop Visuals. We had a MVP loner here. Was it saved? No. So much for that guy. 1 death, 3 armor breaks versus 23 armor breaks. So 2 touchdowns versus 1. It looks like, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 removals. That's a team. It's very hard to play when you have no team. However, you were still able to make a score. I would take that as the victory that it is. It is a moral one. 22 blocks versus 54. Dice rolls show K-Pop Visuals did what they could, but with a 48% armor success, that means your armor was broke 50% of the time, and out of that you were injured 90 or 89% of the time. Lord, dude, that sucks. If I'm reading these correctly, your wake up was a little bit better. Only 1 failure out of 6. I assume you had a Blood Bowl Babe or really good rolls. Catches, how did that happen? 2 catches failed out of 3. Dodges looked pretty good. 7 fails out of 23. Or I'm sorry, out of 30. That's not bad. Leap was 50-50. Going for it kind of got you. So I see a lot of rerolls having to be done, and you even tried to do a loner reroll, which succeeded, or at least the loner roll did. 1 pickup, and there you go. Took 3 rounds for the tree to get up. Your dice were pretty even match. A lot of 3s. Well, let's take that back. It looks like a lot of 3s compared to the less 2s. But when you have 30s and 27 here, it actually looks pretty even out. Your blocking dice, only 6 successes, assuming they didn't have dodge, 6 of those. So 1 die skull, double skull re-rolled into a push. If you didn't have block, that was your pain. Triple, that's not bad. Another triple ended up being a push. So it's pretty good. 2 triples, so it looks like the tree didn't do a lot of work that game, but you do what you can, right? Fear Stars here, however, 18 blocks. That's 18 pals. Now, a lot more blocks thrown, of course. Let's take a quick look at something. Armor checks. Let's go back for a moment. 25-24. That's almost 50 armor checks. So that's a lot of blocks for the Fear Stars. 5 pages worth, actually. Didn't give up any 3 dice, so good on the Wood Elves there. But it's just, I'm a very aggressive elf player, and maybe I'm not making the best advice here, but you might want to learn how to do the screens. They may save your life. You're going to lose games, of course. It's going to happen, unfortunately, but lose games, lose teams. You can sometimes make it be one or the other. Your D6s look pretty even, Fear of Stars. Your block dice looking well as well. A lot of pushes, realistically. 41 of them. That is quite a bit. I don't think it's too much higher statistically, but it is what it is. I don't think anyone will say you had a bad day. One failed pickup. 40% of your catches failed. 1 out of 3 dodges failed. 2 out of 5 going for it's failed, and your Minotaur was a jerk that day. He didn't feel like doing much of anything. Let's take a look at week 8. A little difference, couple of 2-0s. Definitely not a zoo over Men in Dresses. Sandlandia Raiders over Fierstar. Orkwald Silences over the Pink Power Pufta. All of those 2-0s. K-Pop Visuals scored 1 in their 2-1 loss against the Virulent Hinds. The Upper Class Uppercuts lost to the Servants of the Dam. But considering that the Upper Class Uppercuts are in 12th place currently and Servants of the Dam is in 1st, I think you did well to keep them at 1. Kings of the Circus and the Pimple Fort Lions, a 2-2 tie. Gyron Raiders beating the Mumble Rats. Let's take a look at the 2-2 tie real fast, just for the giggles of it. We have a lineman who got the MVP, and he got agility up. That's going to be a wonderful question mark on him. Am I a thrower? Am I a catcher? Am I doomed to die soon? Like the guy who died in the games. There's a death with 4 armor breaks, 3 passes, 2 touchdowns, 3 passes, 2 touchdowns, 1 expulsion. Wonder if the guy who got expelled was the one who got the kill. Stat-wise there, 3 passes, 3 catches, pretty even. 24 blocks to 39, a little bit skewed for the Kings of Circus. 4 KOs, 2 injuries, and a kill, so that is 7 removals to the 2. Yards running, yards passing. You guys had passes, but they were short ones for sure. Something tells me that the Pimple Fort Lions had a either stole the ball or a blitz or something that worked out well in their favor. Kings of Circus, 50-50 on their loner roll. Bonehead, the bear, misbehaved a little bit, but not too rowdy. Leap went very well, only 1 fail out of 8 of them. Going for it's never failed, that was 7. Dodges never failed, that was 5. Out of 10 catches, 30% of them failed. It's kind of hard to read that, because if it's the agility 4 guys catching, that's kind of crazy. If it's the agility 3 guys catching in there, that's kind of understood. Passing again, 1 failed out of 4. Pickups never messed up. No one decided to wake up. 60% of the wake-ups stayed asleep for the circus. And there was a fireball. I'm not sure if that means you, 2 of your guys out of 5 fell, or if 3 out of 2 of your guys fell, or if you dropped the fireball on them. I'm not sure how that works. Your 2s and 3s are quite high in comparison, but considering that everybody's very close to 20, I think you actually did well with the ones being at 15. Your block dice look pretty even. So over here, I guess if you didn't have block, that would be a turnover. Again, if you didn't have block, that would be a turnover. 3 dice looking quite well. Dancing Bear, 1, 2, perhaps a 3rd, definitely the 3rd. So 3 knockdowns and perhaps 2 more for 5. Oh, look, there's another one. So 4 guaranteed knockdowns and 2 possibles, as long as they didn't have dodge. Your bear, when he did decide to do something, he did it well. Let's take a look at the Lions real quick. Their dodging was a little less spectacular. Hopefully he had some built-in rerolls to cover those. Catching 6 catches, no fails. Wake-up calls, That looks about right. 3 fails. Going for it, only went 3 times, but did it. Pickup failed once. Passes passed 3 times. So that's good. Good day. Good day. When you have 20, 20, 24, then 30, 31, 33, or 32, yeah, definitely 3s through 5s focused. A little skewed. Not too bad. 24 1s can be rowdy. Depends on when they come up. Low on the pals. Low on the defender stumbles. And without block, these are dangerous. So let's take a look. Got a re-roll into the exact same thing. And since you chose push over both down, I'm going to assume you didn't have block. 2 double pals there. So there goes one of your guaranteed hits. Couple skull. Both down in skull. So yeah, definitely no block there. Double skull. Double skull. Double both down, re-rolled. So yeah, your blocking dice were not being kind to you for sure. By the looks of that. Lots of pushes. Alright, let's close that out. Let's take one more look at day 8. I want to take a look at the Servants of the Damned, the division leader. Division leader had a no-show, apparently. The upper-class uppercuts did not make it to the game. They got the MVPs and the touchdowns as if it was a concede. However, the score is 1-0. So, a little odd there. Don't know why. I assume because the Gyron Raiders and the Servants of the Dam are so close right now on the leaderboard. They are 1 point away from each other. And since the touchdown differentials are the tiebreaker, I guess they did that so he didn't get an unfair advantage. It's very odd to me, but hey, that's what I'm guessing happened. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let me know what you think. Let's take a look at this week. So we're going to pop into 9. And don't worry, Division 4D, we're going to look at your teams as well. So this episode's going to be a little longer than normal. And right off the bat, we have a 4-0. The Kings of Circus just running wild on the Orcs. Let's take a look at that one. 4 touchdowns, 3 passes, 5 dealt armor breaks. We have a injury. That is a loss of strength, so I bet he's sitting on the team, missing next game at the moment, but a blitzer with a loss of strength is probably a fired blitzer. I mean, he's block, he's frenzy. That who cares? You can replace that pretty easy as long as you got the money. I don't know why you'd keep that, so just haven't got around to fire him yet. 32 blocks to 38, 1-1 and 3-1, so something tells me the bear probably did a bit of work, or leaping did a lot of work. Let's take a look. Kings of Circus, you had 50-50 on your wake up. Catching, doing, that seems about right. 3 out of 5 success, 3 out of 4 success for passing. Leaping, well, you only had 1 leap, but it worked. And your dodges, 2 out of 3 succeeded. Going for it punished you a little bit more this time. You failed 4 of your 14. Jump up succeeded. Pickups, no problems there. Your bribes held on, so whatever you were doing there, I'm going to assume you were fouling. The bear did alright in its behavior, failing 3 out of the 14 bonehead rolls. And the loner failed you, so something tells me he'd probably let you down when you needed him. Your D6s leaned a little to, apparently 1s and 4s. That probably balances out alright. I doubt you were pushing anything that required 6s. Your blocking dice definitely leaned your way here. Only 7 skulls. Probably none of them ever going to be a double skull. There you go. Looking at 3 pages, only 1 re-roll, and it was a double both down that got re-rolled. The Dancing Bear got a 3 die, 2 die, 3, 3, 2, 2. So Dancing Bear did pretty good work, unless he's got block. This was just screw it out. Oh, I bet that was the failed loner. Let's take a look at Orkward Silence. Orkward Wake Ups was 50-50. His going forwards punished him a little bit worse. His catch failed him. His dodges failed him. His pickups and his pass worked for what limited ones he did. His dice are split pretty well. 5s and 6s equal 60. 1s and 2s equal 51. So more successes than failures in this aspect. And then in the middle of the pack, you're looking at 53. So that's pretty good. I'm just doing rough guessing here. Here's where the blocking dice punished you. Definitely rewarded him. Punished you 6 pals. There's a reroll. That was a greed reroll, though. Let's be realistic. 2 pushes into a push and a skull. A push and a both down. Push and a both down rerolled into double both down, or not double both down. I'm sorry, double defender down. So there's a single die skull. That was definitely a turnover. The single die skull. That one might have been rerolled. Double skull rerolled. Double arrows. A lot of greed rerolls. Might have punished you there. 3 dice, and it was 2 of them were skulls and defender stumbles, and then double both down. So depending on how much block you had, that could have been real bad. But I think you greed rerolled a lot, man. I think that's what punished you down the road. Maybe dial it back a little bit. No need to murder everything every turn. You can get by with 3 murders in the game. So that was the 4-0. K-Pop's got a 2-2 against the Mumble Rats. Servants of the Dam and Fear Stars 1-1 tie. So while the Fear Stars probably will not catch up to the leader, he has made the leader catchable for other teams. That's pretty wild. The Gyron Raiders. Where are you? They beat them. Definitely not a zoo. So this was the tie that the Raiders needed Demu to have to catch up. So depending on what comes out from Men in Dresses and the Pemberfort Lions, because we know the Hinds are going to win this one. Hinds are currently in 4th place. They can use that win. 18, 19, 20, 21. That will put them at 21, putting them in 3rd place, overtaking the Fear Stars at the moment. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Undefeated Servants of the Dam. Undead leading the pack by 1 point over the Nurgle Raiders, who have a loss instead of a draw. Drace here is doing quite well with his Chaos, followed up, of course, by Telitzer and his Hinds, the Wood Elves, that apparently are scoring enough to win instead of just die. We'll look at the team and see if he's even dying at all. Mr. Shady is, when he wins, and when he loses, oh well. So he is, these Kings of the Circus are just high-octane team. Sandland and his Sandlandia Raiders are in the middle of the pack, 4-1-4. Followed up behind, definitely not a zoo. The Orc Ward Silences. Pink Power of Pufta coming into the division with 2 losses that he inherited. So far has gone 3-4. So he's doing okay. That's a fresh team with playing against teams that have some development. I think that's a moral victory there, Aldar. The Elven Union, the Lions, 2-3-3. Men in Dresses, 2-1-5. The Elves in this division are suffering, with the exception of one. The upper class uppercuts looks like they have dropped at the moment. We will just say they are 2-1-5 and leave it at that. The Mumble Rat Skavens having a rough time, 6 losses. And then K-Pop Visuals, Lady Killjoy, has inherited a handful of losses as well. K-Pop has played 5 of the 9 games, so that means inherited 4, whatever that was, 1 draw and 3 losses from the Human Knights. So far since you've been playing, you've gotten 1 draw and 4 losses as well. So you are scoring 6 touchdowns against 10. You have a touchdown differential of -4, but you are taking the casualties on the chin, Chief. I don't know if your team's going to be able to... I said it a couple of weeks ago that you may want to look at getting your team remade, so let's start with you and see if that's still advice I would offer you. Your War Dancers have not developed at all since the last time I've looked at you, and that's, I believe, oh well, to be fair, I looked at you a couple days ago when I made the first video, so I may be skewed in my remembrance, because from the last video to this one has been 3 weeks. We had a holiday in the States here. But yeah, I mean, each one of them only has 1 level. Your thrower hasn't done much of anything. You have a kicker. You have a dodger. None of these are special, realistically. I mean, if you're going to stick with the team, I hope you at least get to stay down in the rookie kind of levels, because you need it, my friend. Coming in here, how are you supposed to develop when everyone's murdering your team? It's rough. You've inflicted 4 casualties and 1 death, but you've sustained 3 deaths and 11 casualties. So there's not a lot there I can offer you, other than maybe you might want to start playing for just SPP. You know, you have a thrower, you have elves. Maybe just hang out in the back and throw the ball back and forth until you get some levels. Pink Power Puffed, we hit you with our pink handbags. That still cracks me up. Necro team doing alright. A little bit of development on the werewolves. Got a white with Mighty Blow. Flesh Golems need to get that all-important first level. Wondering if you're going to go guard or Mighty Blow. A couple of zombies with block, and of course the one with a dirty player, because that is what they're for. A little bit of bloat at the moment, 50 points value. You have a team value of 2040. Club, might be time to upgrade and still have 100k in the bank. Decisions. Alright, the Wood Elf team that is not dying. You are missing 1 player, but that doesn't matter. You technically have enough money to buy one, so I guess either A, you get one when you want one, or save up for a positional, perhaps another catcher. I don't know. But of course, if a lineman wins MVP and levels up, that might be the guy to buy too. Frenzy, Tackle, War Dancer, and War Dancer with Strip Ball. Both of those are wonderful threats. You can leap into cages and push people out. You can leap into cages and push balls out. Sidestepping, blodging, fast catcher. Trees, I have even grabbed guard, so there's some defense help. Got a kicker, a wrestler, a thrower, and another guard with block. So this lineman, as soon as he gets dodge, is going to be a star all on his own. Doing quite well here. All your matches are been in this. You are currently just 1 point away with third, but have not third place, but have not played your. That's right. You're getting the admin win, so you're going to be in third. Touchdowns 12 at the moment over. So you have a TD difference of +3. No kills, but 3 deaths. So they are getting you. However, you are KOing as much as you're getting KO'd. Sustained 14 casualties inflicted. So you're inflicting casualties at a 2-to-1 rate. That's not bad for Wood Elves. Just to make sure, yes, they've dropped out. Not sure what's going on there. High Elf team developing okay. Got a thrower with movement. Not a game winner in himself, but a good developing piece. Got 2 catchers, one with dodge. Don't know why he's dropped. Hope he's okay. Hope it's not a family or real life situation. Kings of the Circus. Mr. Shady's. Just let's take a look at this. 4-0, 2-2. 0-1. I guess not as rampant as I thought. I thought there were some 3s in there too as well, but my mistake. But still, a 4-0 blowout is pretty crazy. Statistics 4-2-3, so a lot of good catches. Playing a throwing team. I guess with humans that actually have an agility 4, that's fun to do as well. Inflicted 2 kills and has sustained none, so far you're winning that battle. KOs inflicted over 16/10, you're doing alright there as well. You've suffered 5 casualties, inflicted 16. What kind of game are you playing? Are you scoring? Are you bashing? Are you doing it all? Are you lucky, or is this team just a sleeper that everyone needs to learn about? Even got the security gate, just doing a lot. The dancing bear is strength 6. I think I might have went block over that, but hey, block would have protected you from the double both down, but strength 6 is brutal. One buddy helps him, and he's 3 dying a lot of things. The blitzer has mighty blow and block. The other blitzer has agility and block. The last 2 blitzers, one has guard. That's a lot of help. The last one isn't. Oh, that's a catcher. That's not I goofed that up. Sorry, guy. You seem to be missing, if I'm not mistaken, a blitzer. I think they have 4 on the team, right? You have 2 catchers, one with a dodge and one with guard. I'm assuming that they are doing some passings along with the blitzer here just to pad some SPP growth. Linemen's 3 of them with block. That's line meat if I ever saw it. One with tackle just in case there's something with dodge that needs to be killed. There's some wrestling for ball hawking when other people aren't doing it. And of course, dirty player, because everyone loves kicking people when they're down. Mr. Shady looks like he's doing quite well, and I don't know a lot about that team, so shoot, I may ask him for help. Mumble Rats, Skaven with a Storm Vermin strength up. Probably not a lot of removal, but you're going to be able to use him to push what you want around. Definitely open up lanes for your gutter runners. That guy's got tackle, I guess, anti-dodge. Got the 1 turner, as long as GFIs work for it, praying for, I assume, sure feet soon. And then block. Got a wrestling tackle guy, so I bet Dauntless is in his future. Perhaps with, with that guy, who knows where you go with that if you get doubles mutations, and do you go with the horns just to get the horned rat? There's another ball hawk. And a blodge piece to help. The thrower has dodge, so realistically his next level could be block. You're going to play the thrower as a fast orc carrier who has blodge and is safe, or are you going to go some different route? Line meat, doing line meat things, waiting for the level up, probably going to get dirty player in there somewhere. Got 50k extra. Could level up the swamp. The Pine Ridge Swamp. Drace's team has a level up not used yet. Not going to give him too much of a hard time for that. It's on his ball carrying Beastman, I assume, since it has sure hands. Obviously, if it's doubles, well, not obviously. Most likely, doubles will equal an agility, so that would be dodge. Normals probably block. Stat bonus is, of course, welcomed. Speaking of stat bonus, strength up on the Chaos Warrior makes your Minotaur's days most likely numbered, I assume. I thought most people hated the Minotaur, and he has the strength to do what the Minotaur does. Followed up with all Chaos Warriors have block. 2 of them very close to leveling, and then you have a blocking Beastman, so I assume these Beastmen are all waiting their turn for some touchdowns to do some growth and start making pylon clawing mighty blow death machines. High elf men in dresses, looking fabulous and doing fabulous things. We have a dodge guard piece. I always love dodge on an elf. It lets them get free and score. I assume as soon as he gets block, he will have lineman duty forever and a day. This is a beautiful thrower. I'm assuming next level would be sure hands just to not waste rerolls on pickups. Blitzers are looking a little lackluster, but what can you do? Catcher with dodge, regular catcher, and a kicker. Team looks a little bare bones, but it's actually coming along well. Got a bench of 13. That's a little deep for elves. Usually 12 seems to be the sweet spot, but this way you have a 70k foul, so go for it. Definitely not a zoo. Might actually be a zoo, but hey, free entry for children. You leave them unattended, no guarantees you're getting them back. Warpstone Troll got block. This guy is, as long as he's not stupiding up a lot, is going to be a star. He picks up Claw next turn and starts helping murder things. Cat and dog doing their job. You've got one that is the kill machine, and that's not dog, that's bee. Bee is a blodge Skaven. I suppose that's for those dodging out and getting someone who needs to be got. Opportunist Skaven. Both throwers are being built exactly the same at the moment, both with block. Is that to protect them as ball carriers? Is that to use them as stand-in blitzers? Who knows? I've never played too much Skaven or Underworld. Got a dodge on that guy, and this dude's just waiting for his touchdown. The wrestling goblin's probably the ball hawk, and the two-headed is a dodging fool, so he's probably going to be a ball hawk down the road as well. Or some other issue. I mean, he might get big hands and then run around dodging everyone, stealing the ball, and running away. The rest of the goblins, various stages of being recycled, and 1 point away from dirty player. Sanlandia Raiders, no motto. What's a motto for you? No motto for them. Missing 2 players. The All-Foreigners. One's got blocked, so that's fun. The other one's still waiting, working out, trying to get his day in the sun. Oh wait, he's fresh because he's Vigo number 2. All the ladies love the Vigo. Lineman with tackle, lineman with kick, so lineman's doing lineman work, and picking up some loners there to be flesh meat. Berserker has jump up, but movement bust. Mighty Blow, I'm sure he'll get, unless he levels up like crazy, I'm sure he'll get replaced eventually. The movement's not a game loser, but it's not a game loser until it is. Speaking of movement, though, here's a Blodge runner with 8, so that's delicious. And then another runner with Blodge by himself. This team looks like it has a lot of opportunities to drive its own future, currently sitting in 6th place, 1 point away from 5th. He is doing quite well. The other Raiders, the Nurgle Raiders, the Gairin Raiders, they are huggers. Give them hugs, friends, give them hugs. The Beast of Nurgle has block, I'm sorry, I always do that for guard, and stand firm, so it's annoying like it's supposed to be. The Nurgle, there you go, you can put that one on a t-shirt. The Nurgle Warrior has block, the other one will block a Mighty Blow. The last 2 kind of dialing it in. Let's see. Stace Pillage, 9 matches, doing nothing. Come on, Stace, take the lead out your boots. However, old Fifferteeth here, Garble Fifferteeth. If anyone would like to fix that pronunciation, please do so. What strange looking things these Nurgles be. Mighty Blow, Claw, Block, I assume. Pile on, and if doubles are rolled, jump up is in this fellow's future. He is a death machine. The other Pestigore not doing too much yet. Might be a new, Joey Quickstop here might be new. In fact, he's not played yet. So, future ball handler, perhaps? A lot of rotters. Are we making them? Buying them? Who knows? But one has guard, one has dirty player. Realistically, what else do you need? Oh, that's right, 2 more dirty players. The Lions, the Elven Union team, a middle of the pack team, actually down 1 TD in the TD differences. However, the lineman with agility, the thrower with agility, this is going to be golden. He just has to live long enough to really bring it. 3 catchers, so lots of opportunity for this guy to be throwing the ball to someone. 2 of them would block, 1 would wrestle. I think it would have went dodge before that because your elves are going to get marked. And sure, elves dodge on a 2+, and we all know how many times double ones roll with a team value reroll, or not team value, but team reroll. Line meat has blocked to survive a little longer. Perhaps these are the line meat and these guys are actually filling in to help out the blitzers. The blitzers have very little growth on the second one, but then again, it is TJ Kerr's the second. He has not played yet. So a recent loss either due to death or career-ending injuries explains why that's there. So the wonderful balance between my team is awesome and now I have to rebuild it. We're going to skip Demu for a moment and come back to him. Let's take a look at Will Iron's Orcs. The Orkwood Silence is in a state of flux at the moment. The thrower is a perfect orc runner. He has all the things to protect the ball, except a cage. His black orcs, one has block, one has guard, the other 2, nothing. The one blitzer is strength up, followed by the second blitzer is strength up with mighty blow. So these are going to end up being stars for the murder once they start rounding out. Get a little tackle on this guy, get a little frenzy on this guy, and you start causing a lot of hate. This blitzer here is already doing that. He just doesn't do it as efficiently. 3-line orcs doing alright. They're not dead. They have no SPP. I guess they're doing exactly what you want them to do. Get punched, don't die, don't be important. I really think your thrower, most people I know are not a big fan of the throwers, but yours is probably doing exactly what you need him to do since he has the skills that keep him alive. Again, like I said, that dude needs to be replaced super fast in a hurry, but you already know that. With 11 players on the field next game, I'm sure any money you get is going directly to that. And let's take a look at number 1, Demu, and his World of Warcraft themed undead. A mummy with 4 movement, my favorite, and he has guard. I don't really care about that, but now he gets break tackle and he is a blitzing option. If he's on the ground, he still has a blitzing option. Stitches here is standing firm, guarding, and making you hate him. Baron Rivendare here is a hunter. He has tackle and mighty blow. Morgane's not doing much, but he's 1 SPP away. Perhaps a vanity pass to one of the ghouls. Zombie. So out of 14 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zombies. Holy crackers. 1 skeleton for those, I am assuming, random foul moments. And then we take a look at the ghouls. Blodge Ghoul, okay. Blodge Ghoul with guard, I hate it. Personally, I think that's terrible. Yeah, he's hard to knock down. He can get into positions with that guard that helps. But when he gets knocked down, how easy is it for him to die? Of course, you rolled doubles. What other option was there? Then the other side of the argument, you're winning. What do I know? Well, there you are, 4th dimension. In the middle, almost at the end of day 9, your leaderboard. let's take a look at your Week 10. We have the Gyron Raiders, number 2, going up at K-pop Visuals. Oh, K-pop, my sympathy to your dead ones coming. King of Circus against number 3, or soon to be number 4 due to the admin game, Fear Stars. The Chaos against the Chaos Team against the Chaos Circus. Let's be realistic. King of Circus is doing some crazy things from time to time. And he just did run pretty wild over Orc Word Silence. So he ran pretty wild over an Orc team. He may be able to do the same over a Chaos team. The men in dresses may get a much needed healing day, depending on whether there's a replacement or not. Definitely not a zoo going up against the Wood Elves. Probably not a big, brutal game. But who knows? Underworld's crazy, and there are rats on the field. Orc Ward's Silence going up against the Sandlandian Raiders, so Armor 9, Sunblock versus Armor 7, All Block. Let's see how that works. Servants of the Damned going up against the Pimplefort Lions. The Pimplefort Lions have the elves required to give him his loss, but do they have the ability to not die? And then Pink Power Pufftas going up against the Mumble Rats. Skaven versus Necro. Claw doesn't matter when you're AV7. Well, 4th Dimension. Behind the door is me, Ledeas, and I bid you a good night.